You become what you consistently practice. So practice consistently what you want to become. So hello guys, let's continue again. Let's understand datetime module in Python. In Python, we know that by default date and time are not a type of a data type, and if we want to manipulate them, we have to use datetime module in Python, which is a built-in module, so we don't need to install it. We can directly import it and start using it. It provides a good number of methods to deal with date, time, and time intervals. So when we are using the datetime module, the date, date time, all of these are objects in Python and not strings. And when we manipulate them, we are actually manipulating the objects and not the strings. Now let's see about the major sections offered by this module. This module is divided into 6 classes, or we can also say that it has been divided into 6 different sections. The 4 major sections are as follows. So first of all, we have the date class on the date section, and it is used for working purely with dates. It has attributes as year, month and day. After this, we have the time class, or also known as the time section, and it is used for working purely with time related functions only. The major attributes are hour, minute, second, microsecond, and it considers each and every day of the same length, which means that having the same number of seconds. Next, we have datetime class or the datetime section. It is a combination of date and time along with a number of attributes, and this is the most used section of this module. This class can actually provide us with current date, time or things like that, and we can also manipulate them. And finally, we have the time delta class or time delta section, which is used to find the difference between given times, dates or datetime objects. So let's understand the syntax for using this module. First of all, we need to import the module, so for that we have to write import datetime. After that, we have to write datetime and we have to use the dot operator and provide the name of the class. The class is nothing but the section, and this module is having total of 6 classes or 6 sections. After that, we have to use the dot operator again and we have to provide the attribute name, which can be the variable or the method. Let's understand the same using an example. So first of all, I have imported the datetime module. Then after that, I have written datetime.datetime.now, which means that the first datetime is the module name. After that, I have given the class name, and finally I have given the attribute name or the method name. So basically, we are accessing the datetime section on the class of the datetime module, and inside the datetime section we are actually using the now attribute or the method, which will return the current time with other parameters. So let's go for a hands-on practical. So let's start the Python REPL by giving command python. First of all, let's import the datetime module using the import statement, and for that we have to write import datetime. Now let's check what is inside this module, and for that we have to use the dir function on this module. So here it has returned a list and it is containing the classes that we have seen already, the date class, datetime class and similarly rest of the classes. Now let's check what is inside the module docstring. For that we have to use the special variable, which is doc. So it basically shows that this module has been created for the fast implementation of datetime type in Python. If I want to access the datetime class, I can directly write datetime.datetime and it shows that it is a type of class. Similarly, if I want to access the time class, I can write datetime.time and it is also a type of class. So now let's check what is inside the datetime section, and for that I have to call the dir function on datetime.datetime. So we can see that this section has got a number of attributes, and we can also see the now method that we have used earlier. Now let's check what is inside the docstring of this class, and for this we have to use the special variable again, which is doc. So here I have used datetime.datetime, which actually means that from module datetime select the class or section datetime. It basically returns information about the datetime object and the way it has to be written, which is basically the syntax and the parameters which are required and which are optional ones. So now let's try to access one of the methods from the datetime class, and for that we have to write datetime.datetime.now. Now is the method of the datetime class and datetime is also the name of the module. So what is basically happening here is datetime.datetime means go to the module datetime and in that search for the class datetime and go into that. And dot now means from the datetime class access the attribute or the method now. So basically it returns the current date and time. Now let's check what is basically inside the time class of this module, and for that we have to use the dir function on datetime.time. It again returns a list which is containing a number of attributes. We can see min, max, size of, str and many other things. So min max basically returns the minimum and maximum possible value of time. So to see the maximum value of time, we have to write datetime.time.max and it will print the maximum value of time. To see the minimum value of time, we just have to replace the max with min and it will display the minimum value of time. So we know how to explore the classes using the dir function, and a small homework for you is to explore the rest of the classes offered by this module. For importing, we can also use from import, and for that we can directly write from datetime import datetime. This will import the datetime class directly. So to access any method, we can directly write datetime.method name. Here I have accessed the now method, so for that I have written datetime.now. Similarly, we can do for other classes also. For example, if I have to import the time class, I can directly write from datetime import time. To access any attribute, I have to directly write the name of that attribute. For example, if I have to access min, I can directly write time.min, and if I have to access max, then I can directly write time.max. So hope that you have got some knowledge from this video, and if you have any doubts, then do comment and let me know. So that's all for this video. My new video will be uploaded soon. Thank you.